I never won the competition that I'm playing now. I often don't play it as well. The chance to win it is super low. What the fuck is this skin? The chance to win it is very, very low because there is this 1 or 2 very good drivers playing here. In this case, the other Marius, Suiram. But there's also Vince, I see, on the server. So those 2 will be basically really difficult to beat. And I have, of course, no experience in Canyon. I don't drive it. But I want to give this a try because there's just no other competition right now, so let's go. Maybe I'm lucky and I can win this race, but it needs to be an amazing performance, like a super perfect performance I need. Otherwise it's impossible to beat them. It's not just about making no crashes, it's... You need speed, you need a pace. On Canyon the level is so close together between the players. So you will see this is a multi-lap competition. And we play a 50 laps race after this warm-up. This warm-up goes over 10 minutes. Where I try to learn the track, learn the lines, learn everything. And then it's a 50 laps race. And the question is always for me, is there a part where I'm not sure, where I'm not super confident that the car might make such weird grip changes or something. And this map has a few weird parts. So first of all here, entry to the left, okay, that should be fine. But where I just crashed, the exit out of this corner, this could be annoying because there is a little bit of an elevation change when you go into the tunnel. And then this section here. You have to drift. Then you need to drift here super weirdly early on, like this block, this ramp block doesn't exist usually. Then here on the off-road, from right to left, this will also be some stronger steering. Yeah, the Spotics Cup that usually would be at 8 PM is moved to 9 PM today. Yannick is just building his tracks. He tries to build 15 maps in 60 minutes. Sounds very interesting. Every 4 minutes he wants to have finished a map. Sounds like the maps will be weird because he does not really have time to test them. But that also sounds like 15 maps. That's the old Sportix Cup rule then. Like, I don't know what he's doing there. It's so confusing. Like, the Sportix Cup rules, they have changed to a rounds event, and now he says 15 maps. The rounds event, however, had... the time attack event had 15 maps. The rounds event had only 5 maps or something. So I'm a bit confused with that. So I can already say, for safety purposes, I can't keep that last slide very long, because then I'm inconsistent, and I don't have any control over the car. So I already will have to drop some time there. I of course hope that others going for that better line to really keep the drift as long as possible, as smooth as possible, and that they do mistakes. But look, even I do mistakes. The car just ran to the right, into the wall. I wasn't steering there, but that's the physics of this car in Mania Planet in general. That you steer to the right in that drift, and then you stop steering right, and the car just that you end the steering makes the car going left. And if you then I think that in this case my left wheels were then on the off-road, and when 2 wheels have like contact with off-road and the other 2 wheels with tarmac, then you have also a big issue. that the car then steps into the other direction immediately. Like, it's super confusing, and I do not like this. It's making me very inconfident with this drifting here. So, but yeah, also the start. You have here the slide, and the slide stops, and you see my car just goes to the left. I wasn't doing anything. I was just steering to the right to get out of the slide early enough, and what you usually don't do, by the way. Usually you don't counter steer to get out of slides. This is also the reason why I'm not so fast in Canyon. But without doing that, I feel slow, or also feel not as if I wouldn't have as much control over the car than I want. But yeah, on this map here, my car just does this weird steering in many sections, I have to say. But this can be also a chance. If I go it now even safer, maybe there are mistakes on this map. I just need to find in this warm-up a very, very consistent but fast enough approach. I got second local with that. That's looking better. Map is built by Rexasaurus. Okay. That's obviously Suiram in first local, and he is 1600 faster than me, which is quite a lot in Canyon. Vince overtook me, as I said, Suiram and Vince. And Lachens, yeah, he's also close, the Mystic Saw. You see the locals on the right side, but also on the left, the Demania records should be the same. Second local, but Suiram gets also as much faster. I had an improvement of 89,000. Oh look, I already did 20 laps. Seeding is soon over. So, good luck, have fun to all players. And we start. 50 laps. Here we go. I have a different skin now. Nice. Third place currently, the expected position of a decent race. Or let's say the expected position if every player... Yeah, I mean, okay, Lachens can also beat me by pace. But if Suiram and Vince make no mistakes, they should be ahead of me. Be a PB, what I just draw. We can have a look after this corner. No? Wasn't? But I'm sure it was close. This is always the part where I make interface on, okay? So you can with your eyes move already to the bottom right after this left turn. Because here is where I look. I saw that I'm second now, but I looked into the middle, not to the bottom right, so I didn't see the gap. Such a bad slide. How I exit the drift there. It's so bad in theory. Suiram is gaining, I think, too much time on me each lap. Because he can afford a mistake even and still beat me. I see now 2.8 seconds. That's way too much. Oh, that was shit. Suiram is just so good. But okay, he does play Canyon still. Every week. I don't. You see then the difference. Lap 20 out of 50. How can he be so consistent, man? He actually made a mistake, but here's exactly the issue. He's still 1.5 seconds in front of me. He could afford a mistake because he's so much faster. Like, you can of course lose more time with a mistake on this map, as I showed in the seeding. At least when I drive good laps, then I'm not much slower than him. That was close, I had to release on the multi-lap block. That was dangerous. You see it, that was now not so good. I lost a bit more time. I had to release again. Over 2 seconds. Small freeze. How did he win time in this lap? This was a really good lap for me. Was it because of the freeze? Had to release. Was not sure if I get around. I'm first. So he shows nerves. I was expecting plus 3 seconds because I had a really shit lap as well. It's obvious that I still need more mistakes from him to win this, because he is the faster player. He overtook me. It was one of those oversteers. I had to react on that. And had to release, but it cost a bit of time. Exactly in that moment where I let my drift exit longer later. Five more laps. It's almost a second now. I need a mistake. It seems to work out for him. Unfortunate, really good race. As I said, I need the perfect race if I want to win this. And these small releases, if you add them all up, it cost me this 1 second hit. Yeah, the next player, Lachens, is 11 seconds behind. And 3/10 ahead of Vince. So you see the local records on the right side. Suiram drove a .09 and I actually am second best with a .23. So surprisingly, this was a very good map for me. And Suiram is only 1500s or 1400s faster. But you saw that he was gaining in every single lap, most of the time at least. He was gaining this little bit over me. And yeah, if I of course try for .2 or .3 every single lap, then I would have won that probably. Obviously there were also some worse lap times in there. But yeah, that's what I meant with perfect race, what I need. It was exactly this 1.5 seconds that I'm missing now. He was, after the second crash, 8/10 behind me and he was just gaining every lap. And I saw that, but I couldn't really change it because in that moment where I changed my lines, it became very shaky and did lose me just more time. So I think I did it correct. I knew that I have to hope for an additional mistake by him. Or that his mistakes that he does are costing more time. Because what you saw, what I had, my kind of mistakes that I had in the seeding, they were much worse. They do cost you like over 5 seconds easily. But he lost twice around 3 seconds. And 3 seconds time loss. He probably touched here a wall in the tunnel, that's what I assume. and then he had not much speed for the until the first drift. That's what I think that he did. But yeah, that is just a wall touch. It doesn't turn him around, he doesn't leave the track or something. It just didn't work out that he would lose enough with that. Yeah, sadly I still didn't win this cup, but yeah, I'm not participating it often. Today was, however, a big chance. When I participated the last times, it was always the case that there was no chance. I was just really I was then slower than now, and you see that this is already too slow to win. So, if this is already too slow to win, when I'm second place in the local records with only 1400s behind Suiram, when that is already too slow, then you can imagine how a race looks like where I lose like 3/10 each lap, or 4/10. Those players that are then in front, they can even afford a 10-second mistake and they will in the end be ahead of me. Just that you have to think that I also did some mistakes in those races. And this race here was completely clean. I only had these small releases or something, but I never touched the wall in the whole race. So it was pretty good. I'm gonna save the replay. People are really not interested in Canyon, right? 13 viewers.